The year was 2157. Humans had spread beyond Earth to Mars, Europa, and a few distant planets around nearby stars. Captain Eric Donovan stood on the bridge of the UESC Pathfinder, watching the stars through the main view screen. His ship was the pride of the United Earth Space Command, built to show the best of humanity to whoever might be out there. "Captain, we're picking up something strange," said Lieutenant Commander Alicia Winters. Her fingers moved quickly over her console. "It's big, and it's not one of ours." Eric walked to her station and looked at the readings. "How far?" "Just beyond Proxima Centauri. It's holding position." Eric nodded. "Alert status yellow. Let's go say hello." The Pathfinder changed course, its engines glowing blue against the blackness of space. Eric felt a mix of excitement and worry. Humanity had wondered about aliens for centuries. Now they might finally get their answer. Hours later, they saw it. The alien ship was 3 times the size of the Pathfinder, with a smooth silver hull that seemed to bend light around it. It had no visible weapons, but Eric didn't let that fool him. "Open a channel. All frequencies. Basic math sequence," Eric ordered. They waited. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. "Captain, we're receiving a response," said Communications Officer Paul Davis. "They're matching our math sequence, and they're sending language patterns." The alien ship began to glow, and a beam of light shot out toward the Pathfinder. Before anyone could react, a figure appeared on the bridge. It was tall and slender, with pale blue skin and 4 arms. Its eyes were large and completely black. "Greetings, humans of Earth," the alien said in perfect English. "I am Zextrol of the Ardani, representatives of the Galactic Consortium. We have been observing your world for some time." Eric stepped forward. "I am Captain Eric Donovan of the United Earth Space Command. How is it you speak our language?" Zextrol made a gesture with its upper arms. "We have studied your transmissions. Your species broadcasts quite loudly into space." "What is this Galactic Consortium?" asked Alicia, who had moved to stand beside Eric. "A union of 27 spacefaring civilizations. We govern travel, trade, and peace in this sector of the galaxy. We have existed for over 10,000 of your years," Zextrol explained. "And now we wish to extend an invitation to humanity." Eric felt a surge of hope. This could be the greatest moment in human history. What kind of invitation? To join as a protectorate species, you would receive guidance, protection, and access to certain technologies. In exchange, we would establish outposts in your system and study your planet's unique biological diversity. Something in the alien's tone made Eric uneasy. A protectorate, not full membership. Zextrol's black eyes revealed nothing. Full membership is earned over centuries. Your species is very young. Alicia whispered to Eric, "Why do they need outposts if they've been watching us already?" Eric nodded slightly. "Ambassador Zextrol, we're honored by your offer. However, such decisions must be made by our full government. Would you be willing to send a delegation to Earth?" The alien seemed to consider this. "Yes, we will come in 6 of your months. This will give you time to prepare your leaders and your people for the news that you are not alone." "Thank you," Eric said. "We'll transmit coordinates for your arrival." After Zextrol disappeared, Eric ordered, "Send everything we have to Earth. First contact protocols are now in effect." Later, alone in his quarters, Eric replayed the meeting in his mind. The Ardani had seemed friendly, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was being left unsaid. Why had they appeared now, just as humanity was beginning to expand beyond their home system? What Zextrol hadn't told the humans was that back on the alien ship, the Ardani were having their own discussion. "They advanced too quickly," said one. "Already into space within a century of discovering electricity. And their military capabilities," said another. "Did you see their ship? Built for exploration, yes, but also for war." Zextrol looked out at the distant blue planet. "The Council will want a full assessment. If they are deemed a Category 4 species, containment protocols will be initiated. And if they resist? Zextrol didn't answer. The silence was answer enough. 6 months passed quickly. Earth prepared for the arrival of the consortium delegation. News of alien life spread across the planet, causing both excitement and fear. President Kate Lawson stood with her advisors on a specially built landing pad in Geneva. The massive consortium ship descended from the clouds, much larger than any human vessel. "Remember," said Benjamin Carter, the chief diplomatic officer, "we show strength through friendship, not just military power." President Lawson nodded. "Let's hope they see it that way too." The alien ship landed without a sound. A door opened, and 5 different alien species walked out. Zextrol led them, followed by a tall, muscular alien with red scales, General Vordak of the Krell. Behind him came Dr. Ilara, a Malosian with pale green skin and large eyes. Trade Minister Fex of the Juxar waddled on short legs, his wide body covered in fine fur. The last alien was thin and tall with gray skin. "Welcome to Earth," said President Lawson. "We are honored by your visit." Zextrol bowed slightly. "We thank you for your welcome. We are here to assess your civilization and discuss your place in the consortium." Over the next week, the aliens toured Earth's major cities, research centers, and military bases. They watched humans work, play, and live. They studied human technology and history. Each night, they returned to their ship to discuss what they had seen. Unknown to the humans, Lieutenant Ryan Martinez of Earth Intelligence had placed tiny listening devices near the alien ship. He sat in a secure room beneath the Geneva complex, listening to their private talks. "These humans advance too quickly," said General Vordak. "In just 200 years, they went from horse carts to space travel. They are dangerous." "But their minds are so creative," argued Dr. Ilara. "Their art, their music, their science, all unique. They could bring new ideas to the consortium. Their resources are valuable," added Trade Minister Fex. "We could profit greatly from trade with Earth." Ryan recorded everything and took it straight to President Lawson. "What do you think they mean by dangerous?" she asked. "I don't know, Madam President," said Ryan, "but I don't like it." The next day, President Lawson met with the delegation again. This time, their friendly masks had dropped. "We have completed our assessment," said Zextrol. "Earth has been classified as a Category 4 species." "What does that mean?" asked President Lawson. "It means," said General Vordak with a cold smile, "that you are considered potentially dangerous to galactic peace. And now we must discuss the terms of your containment." President Lawson felt a chill run down her spine. This was not the partnership she had hoped for. This was something else entirely. The Earth Council gathered in an emergency meeting. General Vordak had just delivered the consortium's demands. "They want us to destroy most of our ships," said President Lawson, her voice tight with anger. "They want to limit us to our own solar system. They want to watch everything we do." General Frank Morgan slammed his fist on the table. "This isn't an alliance. It's a prison sentence." "What happens if we say no?" asked Council Member Patricia Ellis. Benjamin Carter, the diplomatic officer, spoke softly. "Their ships are more advanced than ours. Their weapons could destroy our cities from orbit." The room fell silent. They were trapped. "We need time," said President Lawson finally. "I'll tell them we need 30 days to consider their offer." After the meeting, Dr. Samantha Kelly hurried to her lab. As Earth's top xenolinguist, she had been studying the aliens' language patterns. Her team had collected hours of alien conversations. "Look at this," she told her assistant, pointing to patterns on her screen. "When they talk about Category 4 species, there's a pattern of past tense usage later." "What does that mean?" her assistant asked. "It means other Category 4 species existed before, but don't anymore." Samantha's face was grim. "I think they eliminate threats." Meanwhile, President Lawson met with her closest advisors. "We can't fight them directly," said General Morgan, "but we can't surrender either. What if we pretend to agree?" suggested Benjamin Carter. Buy time while we prepare. President Lawson nodded slowly. A deception. We appear weak while secretly growing stronger. She turned to General Morgan. How quickly can we hide our newest ships? 2 weeks to move them to the bases beyond Neptune. And our research? She asked Dr. Richard Owen, the science director. We've already learned a lot from observing their technology. With time, we could adapt some of it for our own use. President Lawson made her decision. We'll tell the consortium we accept their terms. We'll show them what they expect to see. A defeated Earth. She looked at each person in the room. But in secret, we prepare. The next day, President Lawson met with Zex Troll. Earth accepts the consortium's terms, she said, forcing her voice to sound humble. We ask only for time to implement these changes properly. Zex Troll seemed pleased. Wise decision, President Lawson. The consortium will leave observers here to monitor your progress. As the alien left, President Lawson whispered to Benjamin Carter, Operation Silent Shield begins now. Across Earth and its colonies, a hidden plan was set in motion. Humanity would appear to bow down, but they were not defeated. They were waiting. The world watched as Earth's oldest spaceships were taken apart in orbit. Consortium observers recorded everything. They seemed pleased by Earth's quick surrender. But it was all for show. Deep in an underground base beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Lisa Powell worked day and night. Her team was creating a new communication system based on quantum entanglement. The beauty of this, she explained to President Lawson during a secret visit, is that it's instant. No signals to detect. No way to listen in. And it works between star systems, the president asked. Yes, we've tested it with the Europa colony. Perfect connection. Across the solar system, other parts of Operation Silent Shield moved forward. Admiral William Hayes oversaw the hidden fleet. The newest Earth ships were now stationed in caves on distant moons and in the shadows of large asteroids. No consortium patrols go this far out, he told his captains. They think we're too primitive to have ships this good. Chief Engineer Jack Morrison studied the alien technology whenever he could. Their ships use energy much more efficiently than ours, he told his team. But I think we can copy some of their designs. On Mars, Colonial Governor Michelle Rice prepared her people. If Earth falls, Mars must survive, she told her council. We're building hidden food and water stores. Our factories are being placed underground. 6 months passed. The consortium grew less watchful. Only General Vordak remained suspicious. His ship made unauthorized scans of the outer solar system. There is unusual activity near Neptune, he told Zex Troll. We should investigate. You worry too much, Zex Troll replied. The humans are cooperating fully. President Lawson met with her council. Are we ready? She asked. Dr. Powell nodded. The quantum network is complete. Every colony, every hidden ship is connected. And our defenses? The president asked General Morgan. Improved by 30% using what we learned from them. We're still not as strong, but we're better than they think. President Lawson took a deep breath. Then it's time. Send the message to all Earth forces. Operation Silent Shield enters final phase. The next day, something strange happened. Earth went quiet. All communication with the consortium stopped. Earth's public transmitters powered down. Diplomatic channels closed. Observation stations went dark. The only message sent to the consortium was brief. Earth respectfully withdraws from consideration for consortium membership at this time. Then silence. The consortium observers on Earth found themselves politely but firmly escorted to their ships. Their questions were met with smiles, but no answers. Across the galaxy, news spread quickly. Earth, the noisy, active newcomer to galactic society, had gone completely silent. And no one knew why. The Consortium Council met in emergency session. Representatives from 27 species argued about Earth's strange behavior. This is clearly the first step toward war, said General Vordak. pounding his fist on the table. "The humans are planning something. We must strike first." "We have no proof of hostile intent," said Zextral. "Perhaps they simply wish to develop without our interference." "My traders report lost profits," complained Trade Minister Fex. Earth materials were becoming valuable. After hours of debate, they decided to send a small fleet to investigate. Captain Trelvon, an experienced Ardeni officer, was chosen to lead the mission. "Approach with caution," the council ordered. "Determine what the humans are planning." Captain Trelvon's fleet arrived at the edge of the solar system 2 weeks later. They expected to find human defenses waiting. Instead, they found nothing. "The outpost on Pluto is abandoned," reported a scout ship. "Equipment left behind, but no people." Moving closer to Earth, they found the same at every human colony. Mars, Europa, the moons of Saturn, all showed signs of recent activity, but no humans remained. "This makes no sense," said Trelvon. "Where could they all go?" When the fleet finally reached Earth, they were even more confused. Cities still had lights. Ground transportation still moved. But there were no ships in orbit, no space stations, no defenses. "Scan for weapons," ordered Trelvon. "Nothing, Captain," said his science officer. "No orbital weapons, no planetary defense systems online." "This must be a trick," said Trelvon. "Send down landing parties." 3 shuttlecraft landed outside a city called Denver. They were met by a single human female. "Welcome to Earth," she said calmly. "I am Nicole Harris, diplomatic liaison." "Where are your leaders?" demanded the consortium officer. "Why has Earth gone silent?" "Earth is taking time for internal assessment," Harris replied with a polite smile. "Our leadership is not available for meetings at this time." "This is unacceptable. The consortium demands answers." Harris's smile never changed. "I'm authorized only to ensure your safe visit. I cannot answer policy questions." Similar scenes played out at every landing site across Earth. Polite humans greeted the visitors, but answered no important questions. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, strange reports emerged. Human merchant ships continued normal trade in distant sectors. But when asked about Earth's silence, the crews simply changed the subject. They seemed to be following a plan, Zextrol told the council after receiving Trelvon's reports. But what plan? Fears spread through the consortium. Some worlds began strengthening their defenses. Others sent gifts to Earth, hoping to gain favor. A few isolated planets even sought direct alliances with human merchants. No one understood what Earth was doing. And that was exactly what Earth wanted. 1 year passed since Earth went silent. The consortium had grown used to the strange situation. Some even forgot about the quiet blue planet. Then everything changed. Strange ships appeared at the edge of consortium space. They were black as space itself, with no lights and no markings. They attacked without warning. "They call themselves the Voidborn," reported a damaged Krell warship. "Their weapons cut through our shields like they aren't there." The consortium council met in fear. 3 outer worlds had already fallen. Millions were dead. "We must unite our fleets," said General Vordak, now Supreme Commander of Consortium forces. "Even the Krell have never faced such an enemy." The consortium gathered its largest battle fleet above the Ardani homeworld. Ships from all 27 species formed a defensive line. It was the greatest show of force in consortium history. The Voidborn came anyway. Their black ships appeared suddenly, as if they had been there all along. The battle began. Consortium ships fired their most powerful weapons. The Voidborn barely slowed down. Their strange energy beams sliced through consortium vessels like paper. "We cannot hold them," called Vordak over the emergency channel. "All ships fall back to secondary positions." It was too late. The Voidborn broke through the center of the defense line. The Ardani homeworld was exposed. Billions would die. Then something unexpected happened. New ships appeared behind the Voidborn fleet. They were sleek and powerful, with the blue and white colors of Earth. "This is Admiral William Hayes of the United Earth Space Command," came a message on all channels. "Stand by for assistance." The Earth ships moved with incredible speed. They fired weapons no one had seen before. Glowing torpedoes passed straight through void-borne shields. Adaptive energy beams matched the frequency of void-borne defenses. The void-borne, caught by surprise, tried to regroup. Too late. The Earth fleet split into perfect attack formations, hitting the enemy from all sides. "Impossible," whispered Vordak as he watched from his damaged flagship. How did they know exactly how to fight these creatures? Within an hour, the battle was over. The Voidborn retreated, leaving behind destroyed ships. The Ardani homeworld was saved. Admiral Hayes requested a meeting with the Consortium Council. In the Grand Chamber, the human explained the truth. "Earth detected the Voidborn 3 years ago," he said. "We knew they were coming. We also knew you wouldn't believe us if we warned you. So you went silent to prepare," said Zextral, understanding at last. Hayes nodded. "Earth's silence wasn't a threat to you. It was preparation to save you." The council members looked at each other in shock. They had completely misunderstood humanity's intentions. 2 days after the battle, President Kate Lawson arrived at the Consortium headquarters. It was the first time in a year that Earth's leader had appeared in public. The Great Chamber fell silent as she walked to the center. Representatives from all 27 species watched her closely. "For too long, the Consortium has seen humanity as a threat," she began. "You tried to contain us, limit us, control us." General Vordak shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "But now you see the real threat," Lawson continued. "The Voidborn have been planning this attack for centuries. We detected them through long-range quantum observations that your science hasn't developed yet." She touched a control, and a hologram appeared above her. It showed hundreds of Voidborn ships gathering behind a dark nebula. "This is their main fleet," she said. "They will attack again in 3 months. The battle you just witnessed was only a test of your defenses." Gasps filled the chamber. Even the bravest species felt fear. "Humanity proposes a new relationship," said Lawson. "Not as your subjects or your protectorate, but as your allies, equal partners in the defense of this galaxy." Zextral stood. "What can Earth offer that the Consortium with its centuries of advancement cannot match?" President Lawson smiled. "During our year of silence, we built this." The hologram changed to show a network of small stations spread throughout the galaxy. An early warning system using quantum entanglement. It can detect Voidborn ships the moment they move. The hologram changed again. Manufacturing facilities hidden in supposedly empty star systems. They've been producing advanced weapons designed specifically to counter Voidborn technology. A final image appeared. A fleet of Earth ships, far larger than anyone had imagined possible. And a defense force ready to stand with you. The council debated for hours. In the end, they had no choice. The Consortium voted to accept Earth as a full member, with equal status to the founding species. 1 month later, Captain Eric Donovan stood on the bridge of a new ship. The UESC Defender was the most advanced vessel ever built, combining Earth creativity with Consortium technology. Beside him stood Lieutenant Commander Alicia Winters and a crew made up of humans and aliens working together. "Course set for Voidborn space," said Alicia. "The joint fleet is ready to follow our lead." Eric looked at the view screen, where hundreds of ships from dozens of worlds waited for his command. "Who would have thought," he said quietly, "that Earth's greatest strength would be our silence?" He raised his voice. "All ships, prepare for jump. Operation Galactic Shield begins now." As the fleet disappeared into hyperspace, worlds throughout the galaxy looked toward Earth, not with fear, but with hope. The planet that had gone silent now spoke for them all.